certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Fellas, I feel this is my lucky day.
Brilliant.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Rankum. This is going to be a fun road. We're talking about top 12 drama movies of the 90s. So we've got a great panel here. We've got Dan Skipellen. Dan, how's it going?
Oh, hanging in there. Glad to have been asked to come on this one. This is a really good topic, and I think I got a lot of good choices here that I can talk about, and hopefully we all agree on some of them.
Also, here we've got Chris Diaz. Chris, how's it going?
Doing good. Happy to talk about a decade I was born into. I was born in the 90s. I loved the decade for movies. A lot of great drama.
Also, we've got Jonathan. Jonathan, how's it going?
Very well. This is going to be an interesting topic to discuss all these great movies, to be honest. It's very loaded when I was researching this topic. And we'll see if a few out of the blue picks will be discussed and be brought up. And yeah, let's have fun.
And last but not least, we've got Stephen. Stephen, how's it going?
It's going well, and yeah, drama is a very broad category. So yeah, I have a pretty long list of movies that I would personally say yes to.
Yeah, it is a pretty broad category, but it's one of those ones that it's why I broke down these genres by decade, because if I just it'd be much more tougher if I was going to do top 12 dramas of all time. But with this, and as I said to the panel in the group chat, like if it's listed on as drama on IMDb, you can bring it up if you want. It will come down to the panel if they consider it to be a drama or not. But Dan, we're going to go to you first. What was the first movie you're going to bring up?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. When this category came up, about 5 or 6 or even 7 movies really jumped into my head right away. And one of them is this movie over the years I've really started just absolutely. I watch it multiple times, and I just can't believe this movie didn't win Best Picture in 1995. And to me, it's just one of the most incredible movies I've ever seen. It's called Seven, and it stars Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, and Gwyneth Paltrow. It's from director David Fincher. You guys all know the movie. I just think it's an incredible movie. Talk about this topic, dramas of the 90s. I think you got to include Seven in that list.
Chris, what do you say about Seven?
On my list, I love Seven. And not my favorite Kevin Spacey movie for 90 in terms of drama. We might bring it up later. But it's a great movie, great twist. What in Boss, like that, what you think about all the time, but a good examination. And great performance from you know who in the last time. Yeah, definitely a yes for me.
Jonathan, what do you say about Seven?
I love this movie to pieces. I really do. It's one of my favorite movies. Maybe we'll make a certain list down the road, another show down, this year. But I don't have it on my list because I consider this more as a crime investigative psychological thriller than it is a drama. Yes, there are some dramatic themes, but in terms of thriller, I had to look it up. I mean, IMDb, there's, cop drama, but the thing is that I consider that more of a psychological thriller, and in a few cases horror, because you see all these brutal murders throughout the film, and it is chilling. Yes, the climax is dramatic, but I just don't consider it to be like a full-on drama, to be quite honest. So, and yeah, this is going to be a tough list to, define what is a drama. Yeah, but again, I'm not going to go just by the IMDb. I'm just going to go, more research, more sources for me, in my opinion. But again, love the movie, one of my favorites, but I'm going to go no.
Stephen, what do you say about Seven?
Well, like I said before, drama has a very broad definition, and even if it is a psychological thriller, I still think it counts as drama for me. So I have like over a page and a half of movies that I would say yes to, and Seven is on that list.
Um,
And just to
So-
chime in, Malcolm, I have legal drama, cop drama, both on IMDb.
yeah. No. Jonathan did say like he he did.
I know that, but
Yeah, it's one of those ones like when it comes like it's one of those ones like when I was studying from television um like they taught us that like John's not always a fluid thing, like there's no definition, like everyone will see movies differently, so like um and this is one of those ones that came up on the list, was like I will put it on my like letterbox list for the terms of definition, but it's also one of those ones like this was one of those ones that I probably wasn't going to bring up myself, but if someone brought it up, I would consider it. And yeah, and this is one like because like we've had this same discussion of a different movie which people see as a horror thriller thing, which I personally see as a drama. Uh, but and yeah, so I'm look. This is one of those ones like it's going to make the list anyway. I probably would have just gone a slight no, but it's going to make the list regardless. So Seven is going to make the list, and we move over to Chris for his first nomination.
You know what? I don't go with one of my personal favorite. It was on my blind spot for many years until last year when I walked on a plane from going to Utah. I go with there's a little comedy in it, but it's very dramatic. Like a dramatic movie, Good Will Hunting. I think that is really a comedy and drama put together. You did the dramatic stuff with Ron Williams and Matt Damon did conversation together. That Ron Williams right, but then you're not your fault. You're not your fault, but also they like you to comedy dramedy. You guys say no to it, I understand, but I think that my personal favorite from this decade of like just drama that had a good amount of everything in it. But Good Will Hunting.
Jonathan, what do you say about Good Will Hunting?
I'm gonna make this quick. It's on my list. 100% yes.
Stephen, what do you say about Good Will Hunting?
It's also on my list, so yeah, definitely.
The thing I'll say about this, son of a bitch, you stole my pick. This is probably what I was going to go for first as well. And yeah, so as a yes, Dan, what do you say about Good Will Hunting?
Well, I had Good Will Hunting at number 13 on my list, but I wasn't going to turn it down if you guys somebody voted for it, because I mean, I'm a Boston guy. I love this movie. It's Boston through and through. It's Robin Williams, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. It's my Boston guys, Casey Affleck. I mean, it's in my blood. 1997. I always tell that story about when I saw a doubleheader of Good Will Hunting and Titanic on the same day. What a great day of film going that was, 1997. I love that day. So yeah, this would have, if somebody brought it up, I was going to say yes.
But that Good Will Hunting is going to make the list, and we go over to Jonathan for his first pick.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring up a very heavy drama, set in the World War II, and you'll be familiar with this because this was definitely one of the great movies to win Best Picture. I brought it up a few times, maybe 3 times, so I'm not gonna go really overboard with this choice. So I'm gonna pick and nominate the Steven Spielberg Holocaust drama, Schindler's List. I mean, look, your emotions will translate to how you feel during this experience. If you have tears, flowing through your, getting out of your eye ducts, I mean, yeah, it works. It works very well. And it features some of the best performances of the decade for sure. Some remarkable moments of the decade. So, yeah, I'll go Schindler's List.
Stephen, what do you say about Schindler's List?
It's not necessarily my favorite Spielberg, but it's probably his best. I don't usually differentiate between best and favorite. I just always go with my favorite. But in this case, I probably will, even though there's another Spielberg movie that I might love a little more that might be brought up later. But Schindler's List not only should be on the list, it probably should be number one.
I'm not gonna lie. When you said World War II drama, I thought you were going one way until you said it won Best Picture. but
Ah.
yeah. I think Schindler's List is great. And I haven't seen it in a while, but it's definitely a movie that I do think is really good. So it's a yes for me. Dan, what do you say about Schindler's List?
Yeah, what a great film, great acting. Ralph Fiennes still has not won an Academy Awards. He got robbed this year. Should have won for Best Supporting Actor. Unbelievable film. It's become my favorite Spielberg film as the years have gone by. It surpassed another one. But he does have two in this decade. We could pick from that are pretty damn good films that fall into this category. So yeah, this is an amazing film. Great choice, definitely on my list. So I would have said yes. Yep, and I am saying yes.
And Chris, what do you say about Schindler's List?
You stole my next pick, you son of a bitch. I loved it. It's a film I said yet to watch. We watch again all the way through because it's so hard to watch the first time around. Very brilliant movie. Liam Neeson, best performance he ever given anything. And Ray Fine should have won the Oscar that year for his role in it. Yes, for me. They're three World War II movies from this decade we could have bring up, but this and one other is definitely high on my list.
I understand, but I think that this movie concentrates more on the drama than the war aspect, where I think is the other one is a little more the opposite, just a little.
Well, I mean, we'll see what happens if it gets called up.
We'll see, but
with that,
I'm not talking about the other one. I did another World War II.
Oh,
yeah.
Anyway, Stephen, what is the next movie going to bring? Your first movie you're going to bring up?
Come on.
I'll bring up my favorite movie of the decade, which is also my second favorite movie of all time. I think you guys probably. This is a well-received movie, but I don't know if anybody loves it as much as I do. But it's Robert Zemeckis' Contact.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I mean, it's themes of faith, of science versus faith, and I think what really makes it count as drama is the spiritual journey that Jodie Foster's character goes through. Because even though I'm agnostic, bordering sometimes on being an atheist personally, but I still love the journey that her character goes through at being an atheist in the beginning, and then she goes through this event that makes her believe that there is something bigger out there, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I love it. So Contact.
I haven't seen Contact before. I've just haven't got around. I've never got around to it. Dan, what do you say about Contact?
Yeah, you know what, Stephen? I'm glad you made this pick. This is a movie, when people talk about sci-fi movies and really good sci-fi movies, they don't bring up Contact that much, and it's surprising because I love this. I'm a massive Matthew McConaughey fan, and this is a really good movie. But I think it leans more into family and sci-fi than it does drama for me. And I love this movie. Not enough people talk about Contact, and I really do. I'm glad you brought this up. But because of my list, I have a list of 25, and Contact isn't on the list. I'm going to say no to this, but I'm glad you brought it up.
Chris, what do you say about Contact?
Just one of my blind spots for Robert Zemeckis. I have not seen it yet, so I can't.
And Jonathan, what do you say about Contact?
You know what? the reason why I reacted to this is because that was a very good choice to nominate, because it is one of the most underrated dramas of the 90s. And I do consider it a little more drama because the science fiction of it all is surrounding Ellie's arc, and her journey is quite dramatic because of her trauma in her childhood, and it lingers throughout the whole film. The more times you watch it, because the first few times you think it's about the science and religion conflict, but underneath it is Ellie's trauma, and I think that's the dramatic part of that whole film. So yeah, I consider it both sci-fi and drama. However, it's not on my list, but it is a fantastic movie. It is one of Zemeckis' best movies, and yeah, I think it's one of my favorite Jodie Foster performances. So, slight no, but it is a really good nomination. It's a really good pick.
But that it's on me, and I'm also going to go for a bit of a left field pick here, but it's one that when I looked at some lists, like there was definitely some animated movies that came up. Like, don't know about this being drama, but there was one that I saw was like, I absolutely do see this as a drama. It's definitely a drama. It is a family kids movie as well, but it's with the themes it goes with. It's definitely a drama. I saw it in theaters yesterday for its 30th anniversary, and it's the Lion King.
I know it.
And look, this is yes, it is a family kids movie, but it is also a drama movie and as well. And this is just one that it's such a good movie. And just seeing it on the big screen again, it is just it was just incredible. This is one of those ones that the first time I saw it, it was with my granddad, and so to see it in theaters again, 30 years later, it would have been the same at cinema as well. Funny enough. It was just a really weird full circle moment there, and it's just so great. But yeah, I'm going to go for Lion King and see how this goes. Dan, what do you say about the Lion King?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I've told this story before. We used to have a little sixplex in my town, and when the Lion King came out, it literally had lines because it was playing in 2 of the 6 theaters around the block and down the street for people trying to get into screenings for the Lion King, and it was for days and days and days and days like that. And to this day, it's my favorite Disney animated movie. I just absolutely love this movie. Everything about this movie is incredible, and I do not debate. I do not disagree that it's got those really great dramatic moments in it. For me, though, animation doesn't constitute a drama, and for that reason, I'll have to say no. But I think it's a great pick, Malcolm, and I love this movie to death. I can't disagree with you what a great movie it is.
Chris, what do you say about the Lion King?
You're making me vote on my favorite Disney animated movie on time. Let's see. It is a drama. I would give it you that with the whole aside killing the foster thing and everything else. Every time you nominate animated movie to put on this list for drama, I would give it the Lion King over a lot of the other one. Like, sorry, Hunchback, sorry, I ain't trying to but Lion King get my vote here. Yes.
Jonathan, what do you say about the Lion King?
Well, what did you say, Chris? Did you say no or yes?
No, I said yes.
Oh, you said yes. Okay.
And that might make you like sorry, Hunchback, sorry, I ain't trying to that consider a little drama.
Shoot. Yeah, it is a drama. It is. Because I did look at, because this is one that I did not think about, and I had to look very quickly. Not just IMDb. I looked at other resources, and yeah, it does say drama. It is one of my favorite animated movies, to be sure. Yes. One of the best movies in 1994. Yes. I could rewatch this over and over again. Yes. Boy, this is a tough call. I'm going to make this interesting. Sorry, Steven. You're gonna have to make the ultimate decision. I love this movie. I'm not gonna be upset that it makes a list because it is a great movie. Although slight no.
Steven, what do you say about The Lion King?
I am not really the person to be relying on getting an animated movie on a list because I think The Lion King is great, and I do think it obviously counts as drama. But I've always had kind of a bias against animation in general, in that if you give me a great live action drama and a great animated drama, I'm usually going to choose the live action over the animation, and that's why I would personally go no.
Oh,
So
well,
you would go with the 2019 version?
What?
Is that what are you saying?
No. Well, I don't think I told you. Yeah, I
well,
didn't
the
see
20,
Say anything else.
the 2019 Lion King is still like animation.
Computer generated.
That's
I know. I'm
Don't
just.
worry, if we get around to me on my list, I do have the other technically similar to Lion King.
But with that, Dan, we go back to you. What is the next movie you're going to bring up?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in this community, whether it's been in the Movie Hero Network or if it's Dill Pickle Movie Channel or Rankum or whatever. Everybody on this panel knows me. They know my love of certain kinds of movies, certain actors, and my top actor of all time is Robert De Niro. My second favorite actor of all time is Al Pacino. You get a movie and you put them together for the first time after all these years, and they are in one of the greatest heist movies of all time with a phenomenal supporting cast. I'm going for Heat. And I think it's an incredible movie. And I think if you're going to make a list of the best dramas of the 90s, you've got to have Heat on that list.
Oh, boy.
Chris, what do you say about Heat?
Yeah, I brought up any Robert De Niro, I would say yes to from this decade. I will say, like, between this and two other, I have this and one other Robert De Niro on my list. Like, I love Heat. I saw it for the first time last year because once again, blind spot mine. I loved it. I think the dinner scene alone is one of the best scenes at cinema. Like that.
Kate Manalini's Diner.
Like, I'm nervous for the sequel. Like, I don't know why we need a sequel. Like,
Well, it looks like they're saying that, Chris, there looks like it's going to be Austin Butler's going to replace Val Kilmer. That's what I'm hearing.
I love this movie. I think it's great. I think the second best Robert De Niro drama from the decade. The one above it, I do consider all-time classic. But yes for me. Like, if it's on my list, it does get yes for me. On my list.
Damn. Oh,
Jonathan, what do you say about Heat?
another all-timer. Ah. Yeah, you just said it, Dan. It is a great heist film. Probably the best heist film of all time. It is a crime drama that really sets the tone very well from its first few scenes with the very first heist, the heist where they have to steal an armored truck, or steal stuff from an armored truck, and it just keeps going from there as it becomes also an investigative cop drama. Now, this is the one where I think that this kind of works more as a drama than I do with Seven, because you could focus more on not just the heist operation, but also the individual character moments. I think Pacino is a little comedic than dramatic compared to the others, but I mean, he has a funny performance. But the thing is that every character in this movie is intelligent, sharp, keen. I mean, whatsoever. So whatever. But I have it 13th, and oh boy,
You had the other Robert De Niro high.
I do have one other Robert De Niro movie that should be on the list. Yeah, heck, if two Robert De Niro movies are going to be on the list, it's fine.
We could put them both on.
No, we could put them both. But so I'm going to say yes to it because it does work more as a heist drama thriller, and I think there's definitely drama throughout the whole movie. And for sure, I mean, yeah. So I'm gonna say yes.
Stephen, what do you say about Heat?
1999 is often probably considered the best year of this decade, and I can't exactly argue with that. But a very close second would be 1995, and Dan's both
Underrated
picks
year.
so far have been from 1995. Um, so for me, yeah, I don't agonize over this at all. Heat is an easy yes for me as well.
But yeah, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Heat. I like it. I'm just not in love with it. It's too hot. It gives you sunburn. It sets things on fire. um, but but no. In all seriousness, I'm also not a big fan of the movie Heat as well. I like it. I just don't. I just don't overly love it. It's just one of those ones that um just sometimes feels like it drags and that I haven't been watching it in a while. I'll probably rewatch it again later. But yeah, it's never been one that I'm kind of overly connected with. But with that, Heat is still going to make the list. Chris, we go to you for your next nomination.
You know what? I did roll the dice here. We said no to Lion King, so I did go with a movie that the Lion King kind of take some influence from. This is my until whenever Macbeth came out the last couple of years. This is my favorite Shakespeare adaptation, and it's Kenneth Branagh Hamlet. I think I think this is a brilliant interpretation of Hamlet's play. I think you have a lot of phenomenal acting from Kenneth Branagh and Keith Winslet. Like so many people giving great performances, great cameo, but it does what Branagh does. I feel like a lot of directors miss on is the dramatic element that he true to what makes Hamlet unique. Like the way he shoots the scene, like to be or not to be, the way he does it with himself, shooting that scene, the great scene, like it's a every and I see the person, so I have to include something theater related that connect to me. Hamlet is my favorite interpretation of any Shakespeare adaptation, and I think it's a brilliant movie overall. I think definitely my favorite kind of brand directed movie. If get no, I get no, but I really had to do something theater related here for the list.
Jonathan, what do you say about Hamlet?
I have not seen this adaptation, so I'm gonna abstain.
Stephen, what do you say about Hamlet?
Yeah, this is a movie I've been meaning to watch for a long time. It's definitely on my to watch list, but I have not seen it. But it has a wild cast. I mean, Robin Williams and Billy Crystal are in it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
yeah.
I love Shakespeare adaptations. I mean, I love Shakespeare. I like him a theatre kid as well. And I haven't seen this version of Hamlet yet.
4 hours, but worth the 4 hours, I will say.
I mean, maybe a Shakespeare related.
Oh, it's 4 hours.
Yeah,
it is 4 hours. Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'll bring up a Shakespeare related movie at some stage of the show, but yeah, it's a no to Hamlet for me. Dan, what do you say about Hamlet?
Yeah, this is a good movie, Chris. I just with my list, I don't have it on my list, and it's just such a deep category that you can only go so far. I just wouldn't even have thought about picking this one in this category. So unfortunately, it's a no for me.
yeah. I think I'm a cheater person, so I have to look for something cheater related.
But Jonathan, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
Okay, so Chris alluded to this one, and I definitely guarantee it is a drama from the very first scene. And look, when you're in the mafia, you cannot get as dramatic, with your life. You're in jeopardy throughout your whole life until you get, whacked. And boy, because there's a quote in the movie that really brings it down to life, and I think that it is, your friends come with smiles, and that is chilling and dramatic. That line itself, because when we begin that journey, they welcome you as friends, and then once you screw up, it falls. I mean, basically the cards fall. And I'm alluding to Goodfellas, this biographical crime drama about Henry Hill's journey in the mafia, 3 decades in the mafia. I mean, it's basically a rise and fall story, but drugs destroy him, betrayal destroys him, and disloyalty destroys him. So if you get disloyal or just cross the line, you're whacked. So, and it doesn't get dramatic that. I mean, one wrong move, boom, adios. So, Goodfellas, that's my nomination, and I'm saving the other one because I think somebody else is going to bring that other obvious
one. Stephen, what do you say about Goodfellas?
Yeah, it's on my list. Goodfellas is great. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I love Goodfellas. I think it's great. And yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, but it's really high up on the list, and I remember loving it a lot. So it's a yes for me. Dan, what do you say about Goodfellas?
Well, everybody knows in this community that I'm a massive Martin Scorsese fan. He's my favorite director. Robert De Niro is my favorite actor of all time. Goodfellas is third on my list of Scorsese rankings. This was on my list. I'm glad Jonathan brought it up, so I didn't have to, because then I can bring some other things up. I want people to bring things up on my list, so I don't have to bring them up. But yeah, I mean, the Copacabana scene is one of the greatest scenes in movie history, in my opinion. The chandrels where Henry Hill's walking Karen in through the Copacabana back door, and that tracking shot that is one of the greatest scenes of all time. I just think this movie's one of the greatest movies of all time. It's in my top 10 movies of all time. I just love it. I have 3 Scorsese films in my top 10, just so you know, or 5. Maybe that's 11. I don't know. I might have it in my top 11 or 12, Malcolm. But yes, all day, every day of the week, 365 days of the year, I would say yes to Goodfellas.
And Chris, what do you say about Goodfellas?
Between the Hamlet being brought up, I love Goodfellas. I know Johnson would really bring up that. Why did it bring up right? This is my favorite Scorsese movie from that decade. My second favorite Joe Pesci movie. The other one I can't bring up because I'm more comedy, but and then yeah, and I love the whole performance in this movie. Fantastic, a huge yes for me. Do I look funny to you? Do I look like a clown? Yeah, it's a good one.
That Goodfellas is going to make the list. Stephen, we'll go to you for your next nomination.
Let's see. I will go with, I'll go with my second favorite drama, and my third favorite movie of all time. And it's in my name, Get Busy Living or Get Busy Dying. Shawshank Redemption, the greatest Stephen King adaptation, and incredible performances. Frank Darabont has done obviously a lot of great movies, but he still hasn't made anything that has come close to this movie since then. And yeah, just one of my all-time favorites. The chemistry between Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman. I mean,
yeah, it's definitely the correct Stephen King adaptation from this decade to bring up. And yeah, Shawshank Redemption is great. It's going to be yes for me. Dan, what do you say about the Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption is a little bit down on my list, but I wasn't going to say no if somebody brought it up, and I knew it was going to come up. I mean, this is like a no-brainer. I knew somebody was going to bring this up, and so I wasn't going to be a big jerk and say, "Oh no, no, no" to Shawshank. Come on, I'm not stupid. This is a great movie. Great pick, Steven. Once again, great pick. Love this movie, and definitely this should be on this list. So yes, for me.
And Chris, what do you say about Shawshank Redemption?
Another yes for me. I love this movie. This is definitely in my top 10 of favorite movies from this decade. I saw it back in college. This is my favorite Morgan Freeman performance. And yes, huge yes for me.
Jonathan, what do you say about Shawshank Redemption?
I mean, of course. I mean, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, 100% yes. Let's move on.
That Shawshank Redemption's making the list, and it's back to me. I'm torn here. Just because I think it will at least come back around to me one more time. I'm going to try for this one. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be yet another Robert De Niro movie. And it's Awakenings. This is probably one of Robert De Niro's best movies. And Awakenings is great. It is one of those ones that that it took me a while to get around to seeing. I finally got around to seeing it. It would have been last year for something because Paige from the Schmodown was saying like, well, this list you really should get around to watching Awakenings. It turned up on one of the streaming services just in time to do that show. So I watched it for then, and it's just such a great movie. And even Robin Williams, like in one of his earlier sort of dramatic roles, as well, I think he shows his chops and sort of shows like that he's not just this comedic actor; he can do drama as well. But Dan, what do you say about Awakenings?
I want this to be out there, Malcolm. I love Awakenings. I think it's a phenomenal movie. Penny Marshall, great director, shows that she was really coming into her own as a director. Robin Williams, Robert De Niro. I think it's a great movie. This category is so broad. I don't want to come across as a broken record. Unfortunately, because of that, I have to say no to Awakenings. I do not disagree with every word you said, Malcolm. I agree. I love this movie. Just have to say no because of the broadness of the category.
That's fair. But Chris, what do you say about Awakenings?
A blind spot. It's the first blind spot on the list. That's something I have not seen. Contact video one, but I do want to see it.
Donovan, what do you say about Awakenings?
Really good movie. Penny Marshall's interpretation of the sick here is really well done, and the chemistry between De Niro and Williams is really touching, heartwarming as well. It doesn't go sappy or corny or melodramatic. I think it's just right. Two top-notch performances. I don't have it in the top tier traumas on my list. Yeah, like Dan said, there's so many good dramas, so many very good dramas that Awakenings is like really much, really down there for me. But it's a very good movie. It deserved the Best Picture nomination for sure that year. I mean, Goodfellas was definitely a lightning bolt of a movie. But speaking of lightning, so I'm gonna say no to Awakenings. Wow. Holy moly! Move on to Steven. Holy shit!
Steven, what do you say about Awakenings?
Well, Goodfellas didn't win Best Picture that year. It was actually Dances
with Wolves. And I declare that one a little better, but yeah.
Hey, real quick, Steven. If anybody wants to see some revisionist history, go watch Picture This 1990, and you'll get some revisionist history.
But as far as Awakenings goes, it's a blind spot for me as well. I haven't seen it.
It's really good. Watch it, guys.
unfortunately, Awakens doesn't make the list. Dan, we go to you. What is your next nomination?
Wow, I got so many that I want to get on this list. You have no idea. I'm going to go with a movie. Okay, it just there's a twinge of comedy in it, and it's dark comedy. But this is mainly a drama. It's a character piece about crime and people trying to get ahead because they're kind of down on the bottom, and there's just some amazing performances from some people that it's my favorite movie from 1996. Steve, I'm going to 1996. And I just, Maji, you want to buy some True Coat, Maji? I'm going to go with Fargo. I just think Fargo is one of the best films of the decade. It's a dark comedy, but it has all kinds of dramatic moments in it. And I just you can't say no to. Come on, guys, you can't say no to Fargo.
Chris, what do you say about Fargo?
On my list as well, we bring up so many crime drama on this list, it just to make it harder to bring up something else. I love this film. This for a while been my favorite Coen Brothers movie until I saw Raising Arizona over last week. That and Raising Arizona in my top 2 favorite Coen Brothers movie. I love this film. It's by far Frances McDormand, one of her best performances. Like the cast alone, top notch. It's funny, it's dramatic, intense. Yeah, a huge yes for me.
But Jonathan, what do you say about Fargo?
Why do you do this to me, Dan? I mean, Fargo is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Because I know what I love, and I know what I know, and I just feel like this is one of the best drama / dark comedies of the decade.
Okay, the thing is that I consider this more a dark comedy than a drama.
Drama.
Yeah. But no, the thing is that, and I've seen it so many times that I acknowledge it more as a dark comedy. Because every scene except for 1 or 2 scenes towards the end, it's a drama. But I mean, those 2 scenes at the end, I think it's dramatic. But the other scenes, you get a chuckle out of every scene, or maybe a laugh, even if you don't mean to laugh. And the killers in this movie, while they're very brutal, I mean, they have some quirkiness to them. Actually, every character has quirkiness. So that's why I think it's more of a quirky, dark comedy than it is a drama. It's not as emotional as you think until that one scene at the end. It's like the very end. So this is a very, very tough call. And like I said, because I said that this is one of my favorite movies of all time, I'm not going to be mad if it makes the list. So I'm going to say no because of those reasons. So no.
Stephen, what do you say about Fargo?
I do like Fargo. It's never been one of my favorite Coen Brothers movies. I think No Country for Old Men is their best movie personally, but that's not from the 90s. But also I've never really considered it a drama either. I mean, when it wasn't nominated at the Golden Globes in the comedy section.
Globe nominates so many things for comedy that is drama.
I know the Taurus is always one that comes
nominees.
Let me look it up, Stephen. Go ahead.
They stretch sometimes to get nominees in the Golden Globes. Just saying that.
Look it up. Your question.
But yeah, I would go with no personally.
And yeah, and I was going to get in there anyway, because I actually did look at because I'm actually with Jonathan here. To me, this is more of a comedy than drama, and it is what the Golden Globes nominated as well. Look, and it is one of those ones. It's definitely got some dramatic moments. I'll give you that. Yeah. But it's just one of those ones that that I'm going to see. This is one that always will be to our drama for me. Now, if you're talking about the TV show, because I'm pretty sure the TV show is more drama than comedy, so
Especially
so that's definitely one of those interesting things. I haven't seen the TV show, but I'm pretty sure when it comes to the Golden Globes and Emmys being nominated as drama, which is really interesting. But
You got
yeah.
Hulu, Malcolm. If you got Hulu, Malcolm, you get Fargo. I'd say start at the beginning and go all the way.
Hulu doesn't exist in New Zealand.
All right, Disney Plus for you, right? Is it Disney
Well, I
Plus?
mean, I'm pretty sure it's streaming somewhere for
It's
me.
different in their country.
No. It's Stars or something like that, Malcolm.
Well, I mean, this thing. Like, was Fargo made by Fox or a Disney related channel, or was it HBO?
It's Disney. It's Fox. It's a Fox. It's a Fox show.
Right. Yeah. Well, not everything's on Disney Plus for us anyway. But I think the Fargo TV series is somewhere for me to watch.
Definitely watch it, Malcolm. I'm telling you, you will
really
not
good.
regret it. Every season is phenomenal.
Look, I'll add it to my long list of TV shows I have to watch. I'm still going to finish watching Buffy.
Oh, you're into Buffy? Okay, never mind.
I don't blame him. It's September 1st. It's September. So, hey, it's the season. Go ahead, Malcolm, with the Buffy.
But so yeah, unfortunately, Fargo is not going to make the list. But Chris, we go to you next. What is your next nomination?
Because of that, I did leave some around to bring up something else similar with Fargo, but leave it to you guys for that. Let me ask you guys. You guys want me to bring up something Western drama or drama romance?
Bring up what you want to bring.
Whatever you want, man.
You know what? I do give out to our friend Peggy. This is a franchise that she got me into. This started in the 90s. I love this movie. I think it's one of the best drama romance there is. No, doing Before Sunrise.
What?
Before Sunrise.
Oh, Before Sunrise.
Oh,
I think this is a brilliant drama romance. Just that one day that two people walking around talking to each other, just going to, sharing interest and just developing a bond. And it had the funny moments here and there, but mostly the dramatic talking and it engaging. I love this series. This is really a way to start off the phenomenal fan series itself. And we don't have romance on here, so I want to bring up Before Sunrise.
Jonathan, what do you say about Before Sunrise?
I'm looking it up. I'm differentiating if it's comedy or a drama. Yeah. Okay. I've been championing this movie, actually this trilogy, a long time. So, yeah, it's a romance in the forefront. But when we're going subgenre, I consider this more romantic drama for sure because it's more about conversation than it is about comedy, because it's not a comedy. It's really about conversation, and it's normal, it's human, it's genuine. It feels genuine because obviously when it is based on a script, it doesn't feel like it at all. I mean, that's the testament of true great writing there. So it was high up in my honorable mentions, but you know what? I want this to be on the list. So Before Sunrise gets a yes from me.
Stephen, what do you say about Before Sunrise?
Richard Linklater is kind of in a similar position for me as the Coen brothers in that he's done a lot of movies that I like. I don't know if he's done many movies, though, that I absolutely love. And I put Before Sunrise. I've only seen 2 out of the 3 movies in the trilogy. So I still need to see Before Midnight.
That's the heaviest of the 3. Yeah.
Real good.
That means it's probably going to be the one I like the most out of the 3. I like Before Sunrise a lot more than Before Sunset because I don't know. I just didn't feel that much of anything from Sunset, but Before Sunrise is very enjoyable, and I do love the chemistry between Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. But it's never necessarily been one of my favorites. So because of that, I would personally say no.
And I just have to correct you. I'm pretty sure it's after midnight, not before midnight. So I think it goes
What?
before sunrise, before sunset, and after midnight. I think.
No, it's before
No,
midnight.
after midnight. After midnight is something else.
It's the before trilogy.
Yeah, they're all before Malcolm.
Okay.
I think there is a movie called. I think there is a movie called After Midnight, but it's not related to this trilogy.
No.
No, it's something for some reason I always thought that's what it was. Anyway, regardless, before midnight is in a different decade anyway. Before sunrise is an absolutely great movie. And yeah, I watched the Before trilogy for the first time. I think it was either late last year or early this year. But it's just it's a great trilogy. And yeah, it's an absolute yes for me. Dan, what do you say about Before Sunrise?
Well, I had it at number 15 on my list, but I wasn't gonna like cause a big to-do about it if three of y'all were gonna vote for it. I just I love this trilogy, and I love this one, and I love the next one. Now the third one I do not love at all, but the first two, specifically this one and the next one, are fantastic. We're already past the 9-year mark, so we're not going to get before noon, which would have been nice, you know.
Weird.
Hey, what are you going to do? Hey, it doesn't mean they couldn't have made it. Doesn't mean they couldn't have made it. You know, old people, noon, they get up early in the
Richard
morning.
Linklater to how many years before you finish out Leave You Alone? You might get that.
Well, it's past 9 years. All the movies have been 9 years apart, so I don't think we're going to get it. But I love this trilogy. I love this movie. So I knew if somebody voted for it, I would say yes. I wasn't going to cause trouble. So,
I mean, to be fair, he could have been in the process of making it. He's had to delay it a few times because of COVID and
good point.
and the strike. So
Good point, Malcolm. You make a very valid point. You could even set it 9 years, even though it came out past 9 years. Yeah.
But that Before Sunrise is going to make the list. Jonathan, we go to you next. What is your next nomination?
I'm very happy that movie made the list. That's 395 movies. Wow. This is really wow. Yeah, because I also think 1995, I think it's an underrated year. So okay. So I'm between two 3-hour movies. This is a tough one to call. You know what? I'm gonna go with one that came out in a year that Steven alluded to, 1999. And I'm going to bring up a movie that it is a drama full of anxiety, connected to multiple characters throughout the film, full of coincidences, urban legends, all that sorts of ordeals. And holy moly, I think this is a great movie, and I'm going to nominate Magnolia. Magnolia, boy, it's a drama that I think without that opening sequence, this movie would not have worked at all. At all. I think what I brought up, that coincidences and all that sort of ideal, all of the interactions would have been contrived or just coincidence. I mean, coincidental or no, I'm sorry, convenient. And I think that with all these characters and all these subplots aligned with each other, I mean, it all builds up to a biblical event. I mean, either you go with it or you don't. But I think it's a fascinating journey, and the more I watch it, I've only watched it twice, or 2 or 3 times. I think the more I think it's better and better for me. So great performances all around. Too many to name, but yeah, this is a great movie. So I'm gonna nominate Magnolia.
Stephen, what you say about Magnolia?
So Magnolia wouldn't have been necessarily the next movie that I would bring up, but if it had come around to me after that, then I probably would have brought it up then. It's an easy ass. I think it's I still think it's Paul Thomas Anderson's best movie. I know some people would probably say There Will Be Blood, but I love Magnolia even more. And yeah, Tom Cruise got the Oscar nomination, but I think you could have picked almost, so many other people because that is a really great ensemble. And yep, it's an easy yes for me.
Yeah, I like Magnolia. I just think it's good. I think there's a better Paul Thomas Anderson drama from the 90's that I might bring up later. Whether or not people consider it a drama or not is another thing. But but yeah, this Magnolia is one of those ones that I haven't actually watched in a while. So I don't remember too much of it. But I'm going to give it a slight yes. Dan, what do you say about Magnolia?
You're muted.
Yeah, thank you guys. I had to listen to a voicemail. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, this is my favorite P.T. Anderson movie. I'm not the biggest P.T. Anderson fan. His filmography is a bit disjointed for me, but this movie and that performance by Tom Cruise, top 2 performance of his career for me. Frank T.J. Mackey, I think, is incredible. You see him, what he is able to do with that character, a very small role. I love this movie. I absolutely love this movie. It was 5th on my list, so great job, Jonathan, bringing it up. I'll say yes, big yes.
But Chris, what do you say about Magnolia?
I've been an odd man out here. I have not seen it. I've seen a lot of PTA movie. The first 3 PTA movie have been my only blind spot of stuff he done. I have this thing.
Yeah, for a 3-hour movie, it flies by.
Yeah, I've never understood the criticism that some people think it drags.
I mean, it's like it's like an anxiety roller coaster. Whew.
With that, Magnolia is going to make the list. Stephen, we go back to you for your next nomination.
I'm gonna go with the other Steven Spielberg masterpiece. I think as much as I love Schindler's List, I think I have this one in my top 100 ranked slightly ahead, even just slightly ahead, because and that's of course, I don't know, I might get a no from Malcolm, but hopefully the rest of you will. But Saving Private Ryan, the greatest non-fantasy war movie of all time, and another movie with a great ensemble cast because you got Tom Hanks and Tom Sizemore and Matt Damon and
Giovanni Ribisi.
Giovanni Ribisi, yeah, Austin's favorite actor. Jeremy Davies, Vin Diesel in one of his earliest roles. And that's a really tiny part, because there's a lot of actors like that are have practically cameos, like Ted Danson and Nathan Fillion. But yeah, Saving Private Ryan's in my top 15 of all time, so it's a hope Schindler's List doesn't affect it getting on this list.
Yeah, those that know me know my feelings about Saving Private Ryan at this point. I'm not going to rehash them. It's a no. Dan, what do you say about Saving Private Ryan?
Well, I'll tell you right now. Once again, I'm going to go back to those days that sixplex that I had in my town back in the day. This movie sold that place out for weeks and weeks and weeks. People were coming out of that theater visually moved by the first 15, 20 minutes of that movie. Those are some of the most dramatic scenes I've ever seen in my entire life. If you want to call, this is a war movie, but there's all kinds of drama in war. And there's a lot of really tense moments. For me, I had it at number 12, actually, on my list. And so I would have said yes to Saving Private Ryan. I think it's an incredible, incredible movie. I think he really captured war. And I know people might bring up a different war movie from this decade that was very dramatic. But this, I still go, I go to this one over the other one.
Chris, what do you say about Saving Private Ryan?
I love this movie. It is my third favorite movie set in World War II on my list. You got to figure out what my second one is. But it's a great movie. I think sick and tired of people saying that it's not great after the first 10 minutes. I think it's great throughout the freaking movie. I think that scene where Tom Hanks finally opened up about what he does for a living, and he said, and he gave me that speech he gave. I think it's a fantastic moment in the movie. I think the action is good. So, even though we already got 8 movies and there's 30 a night to make it more harder now, I give it a yes.
And Jonathan, what you say about Saving Private Ryan?
Whew. Okay. Thank goodness I was gonna come up with the decision here. No, I have it. I would have said no because it's actually in my middle position of the high honorable mentions. I said I had like, no, I didn't say it. I had 26 movies in the running for my top 12, and Saving Private Ryan is one of them because, I just wanted to spread the love a little bit. So obviously, it's a great movie. It's my favorite movie in '98, and it should have won Best Picture.
Oh, don't tell that to Malcolm. Don't tell that to Malcolm.
Shakespeare in Love deserved to win Best Picture. It is best.
I knew he was going to say that. You don't know how much you love Shakespeare in Love.
It was a bad movie.
Look, if you want to hear more of my thoughts on Saving Private Ryan versus Shakespeare in Love, watch Picture This from '98. I was on
That's
there.
it. He's right. Go watch Picture This again. We're getting don't
apparently is
we're getting a lot of buzz here.
Which apparently is what Chad was saying. It's the most watched episode of Picture This year.
Oh God, how are the comments? Oh yeah.
Now, I do not disagree with Malcolm's opinions on that movie, on that episode of Picture This. I totally agree with what Malcolm is talking about. He is very thoughts on it.
I don't think Shakespeare in Love is a bad movie by any means. I just think it's fluff, especially compared to Saving Private Ryan, or in fact, or The Thin Red Line, or I would even rank ranked Elizabeth higher than Shakespeare in Love.
I have not seen Elizabeth.
Look,
Elizabeth
I've said it before. I think a lot of people only hate on Shakespeare in Love because it beat Saving Private Ryan Best Picture. I'm pretty sure.
Hate it.
A lot of people do kind of like the movie. They just hate on it because of how it won Best. Look, it's similar to Crash. Like I think a lot of people hate on that because it won Best Pictures. Like,
I don't like it.
Not because of the movie itself, because it's actually a good movie. Anyway, moving on to me, my next pick is Shakespeare. No, it's not. I mean, it is a
comedy.
drama.
I think
It's listed as drama on IMDb, but it's not what I'm going to bring up. But talking about Best Picture, my pick is either going to make it all the way to New York or it's going to hit an iceberg and sink. It's Titanic. Titanic is a masterpiece of a movie. It's great. Like it's got really good dramatic moments. The romance is great. Like Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio is great, and it's also one of those ones because because the student in the way when they financed this, they were taking a big risk because when this came out, both Leo and Kate Winslet, they were not the big well-known stars as they are now. Like this is probably what catapulted them up to that level, but like they were like relatively still not that well known. Like, well, yes, so in some high profile things like the year before Leo was in Romeo plus Juliet. I think Kate Winslet was in the Little Woman. They were from there, but I could be wrong.
Prejudice, I think maybe is that before that.
Yeah, she wasn't, but I mean, she wasn't that well known as kind of I was getting at, and the fact that this made like almost $2 billion, and the fact that the two leads like are relatively weren't overly known, I think is a massive achievement in itself. But yeah, it's such a great movie. James Cameron did a great job at directing this, and it's one that as soon as they decided to release it on 4K, I knew I absolutely had to get it. But Dan, what do you say about Titanic?
Look, Malcolm, I told you the story of Good Will Hunting and Titanic. What a great day of movie going. And I love Titanic. I think it's a phenomenal movie. It's a romantic drama. It has a lot of dramatic moments, especially once it hits the iceberg. All kinds of drama going on and craziness and stuff. I have a list of 25 films. Sense and Sensibility. There you go, Leo. Thank you. I just do not have Titanic on my list because like I said before, and like I don't want to come across as a broken record. It's just such a deep category. And I saw that you had the poster on the episode of the thing, so I knew you were going to bring it up, or somebody was going to bring it up. For me, it just has to be a no because of how deep this category is. And it doesn't mean I dislike this movie, because I don't dislike. I'm not a hater of this movie. People are like, oh, it won all those Oscars, but it's not that good. No, shut up. It's a great movie. It deserved to win those Oscars. It deserved to win Best Picture. And it just showed James Cameron is one of the great filmmakers of all time, because he kept on doing it over and over again with Avatar and then Avatar 2 and all this. So the guy is money, as they say. James Cameron is money, and this is the second or third of his movies that have just been Aliens and then T2. It's just, this guy knows how to make movie. But I just have to say no for this particular episode. If this was a different category, I don't know what the category would be. There's a good chance I would have said yes.
DiCaprio or Winslet be different.
Yeah. So yeah, I just, unfortunately for you, Malcolm, and it had nothing to do with. I think it's a great pick. I'm gonna have to say no.
That's fair. Chris, what do you say about Titanic?
Rip the banding off here. I think Titanic is a movie that is saved by the last hour of the movie. I think when they get to the ship sinking, it's a good movie. It's the same problem I have with a lot of Cameron movies. I think his writing is not that great at times when he writes movies. I mean, the most recent Avatar, great example. He does not know how to write dialogue sometimes. The first Terminator movie are great. I will give you that. But dialogue great though. But there would have been a slight no. I think I want to do people that see Titanic a little bit overrated. But I do think the last half is good.
Jonathan, what to say about Titanic?
Yeah. It's a great movie. Even though I think LA Confidential is the best movie in 97, I will agree that Titanic deserved Best Picture because of its scope and technical achievement. So, because I think it was like in hell, like development hell for a while, and then they pulled it off. So, and it was a fantastic, epic. Yeah, it is a romantic disaster drama, so it is categorized quite well there. So, I have it on my list. The thing is that it is actually pretty high up on my honorable mentions, and
Free spot left, Jonathan.
yeah, that's true. There is one or two that I'm surprised we didn't bring up yet, and
I also put.
yeah. However, let's see where this goes. I'm going to say a slight yes.
Stephen, what do you say about Titanic?
I love Titanic, even though it's actually number 4 on my top 10 of 1997 and my third favorite of the movies that were nominated for Best Picture. But that just goes to show you that 1997 was a pretty great year for movies too. But yeah, I'll definitely give a yes to Titanic. I think it's worthy of being there.
That Titanic makes the list, and it's the first movie I've successfully got on tonight.
Look, it's a rewatchable movie, in my opinion. If that's another 3-hour movie that flies by quickly for me.
The 3D is great. Like when I saw it in 3D, the 3D was one of the best 3D I've seen.
Yeah.
Well, the 3D is a conversion because it wasn't.
Wow, we got
released in
3-hour movies on here. Wow, holy crap.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise
But with that, we're going to go back to Dan for the next nomination. We've only got 2 spots left.
Yeah, I'm hoping somebody will bring up the one I really want to bring up, but I'm just kind of crossing my fingers. Jonathan, you actually brought up my next pick, and I just love this movie. I think the acting from the entire ensemble cast, it's a one-hit wonder for this director. Whatever this guy, he hasn't done much, if anything, since then. It's just based on a great novel, and I think it's a phenomenal film. It's that other 1997 movie you brought up, L.A. Confidential. I mean, Jesus, Danny DeVito, Kevin Spacey, Guy Pearce, Russell Crowe, James Cromwell. I mean, what a phenomenal cast. Kim Basinger wins Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. I just freaking love this movie. It's one of the most rewatchable movies I've ever seen. It just draws you in from those first movies. It's a period piece set in the 1950s. Oh my God, I just eat this up like cake. It's so good. Please, guys, please, we need to get this on the list. LA Confidential.
Chris, what did you say about LA Confidential?
Got 2 spots left. This is tough. Because we put this through to make my next pick a little bit tougher to choose.
Actually, yeah, it's mine too.
This is a really great movie. This is my second favorite Kevin Spacey movie from the decade in terms of drama, and a bunch of other drama. We have Dan. If we didn't have so many crime on the list already, that's also and because we have like 7, we had Heat, we had Goodfellas, yeah, and now we had
yeah, that's true.
You know what? I don't make it interesting. I do leave it to Jonathan and Stephen and Malcolm because I do give a slight no. If we brought it early, I would say yes, but we down to our last 2 spots that making my list tougher to figure out what's
going. Jonathan, what do you say about LA Confidential?
Yeah, you still. I think Dan still has a good shot with the 3 of us. I mean, there's good probability there. Yeah. I had to look it up very quickly to see the main categories.
I'm doing the same for my next pick.
Sure. Unfortunately, it is a crime thriller. I think that it's a crime thriller. I'm sorry. It's like the 7 argument. It's not just IMDb. I had to look it up. Well, I think, yeah, Letterboxd as well. Chris makes a good point because the others I'm thinking about, they're not crime related. Yeah, but Chris made a good point. Because we have a couple of romantic dramas. We have a couple of war dramas. Yeah, we have 3 crime dramas too. Yeah, I love this movie as well. Shoot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go a slight no. It is my favorite movie of '97. But there's like a couple of or 3 that should make it on the list that I think is straight drama. Well, one is a little associated with another genre, but the other one is kind of a straight drama, in my opinion. But,
I'm wondering me and Jonathan thinking the same thing.
So, yeah, I'm gonna go slight no.
Stephen, what do you say about LA Confidential?
It's in my top 20 of all time, so it's an easy yes for me. But that being said, I also want to say I do not consider Curtis Hanson a one-hit director because he has another movie. Yeah, because I have another movie of his in my top 50 of all time because I absolutely love Wonder Boys.
That's a very good movie. I like Wonder Boys.
It's a good movie. It's not a horrible movie. It's a good movie.
And also before that, he did The River Wild, which I liked a lot. And then there's also 8 Mile, which I don't think is a great movie, but it's a really good movie.
which means it's going to fall on me. And look, it's one of those ones like I do like LA Confidential, and like, funny enough, like there really is only a handful, a couple of dramas I don't like. Well, and it's one of those ones like I do like Saving Private Ryan to a point. I don't like it as much as everyone else, but about but almost every drama I have on my list is like three, 3 stars and higher. So it's like I like a lot of dramas, and yeah, and it's one of those ones like LA Confidential is listed as a drama, and I don't know why IMDb is actually putting a whole shit tons of genres on movies now. It's like I noticed that it's just like they used to only usually have 3 dramas. They've got like shit tons of dramas. I'm just like it's bizarre. But yeah, but unfortunately, Chris did bring up a good point. Like we do have a lot of crime dramas on this list already. Not to say that it's a bad movie, but yeah, it's just one of those ones. Like there's a few others I do want to get on this list that
Yeah, that killed me.
dramas that we haven't quite touched on before. So yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be a no for me. But Chris, what is your next nomination?
I know they bring up the other crime drama because if somebody else wants to bring up, they can. I don't react too much. I know one we do be yelled at by the comment we don't bring up, but if Jonathan wants to bring up, he can. You know what? I don't go with the one we haven't covered yet. There's the movie my dad loved. He watched it almost every year. It drives me nuts, but I do love this movie. This is the Western. Am I going with Clint Eastwood, Best Picture Award winning Unforgiven? This is amazing movie. I think this is a great movie about someone who's trying to lead the life of crime away, but get pulled back into it. You know, doing the stuff that he doesn't love doing anymore. Morgan Freeman is phenomenal in this. Gene Hackman, one of his best performance evidence given in the movie. Like, and Clint Eastwood, despite how you feel about him today, phenomenal performance. This is one of my favorite Best Picture winners from this decade. Like, it is a great movie and clearly one of Clint Eastwood's best directed, best written movies. We have no Western, so I want different genre on here.
Oh, boy.
Jonathan, what do you say about Unforgiven?
This is a tough call. I want to think about it, so come back to me.
Stephen, what do you say about Unforgiven?
Steven, are you there?
Oh yeah, I don't know. My internet's being a little. You guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you
Right,
now.
right, we're good. We got you now.
Okay. Yeah. In case this happens again, I'll just quickly say yes.
And yeah, I mean, something tells me I know where Dan's going to go with this. It could just be a hint or something, but yeah, I do like Unforgiven. I think Unforgiven is great, and it's going to be a slight no for me, but just because it's a little bit low down on my list, but I do think it's a great movie. But Dan, what do you say about Unforgiven?
Chris, when I was listening, I was listening very close to you, not the time before that. And I'm between such and such, and I'm like, oh, is he going to go with what I think he's going to go with the next round? So I went with LA Confidential, thinking, okay, he's going to go with Unforgiven, and if he goes with Unforgiven, I'm going to be jumping through the roof because I definitely was hoping that you were going to go with Unforgiven because it's a huge yes for me. It's my 5th favorite film of all time. I am a massive Westerns fan, as you guys probably know, in this community. I mean, Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman, Gene Hackman, Richard Harris. I mean, they're all phenomenal. This is the magnum opus from Clint Eastwood. It's a perfect movie. There's nothing anybody can say that will ever dissuade me of that. I think it's phenomenal. Great job, Chris. It is a
I
Western
wish you go
drama,
back to do more just in
Western drama, Western, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's drama. Yes, great job, Chris.
With that, all pressure off,
Okay.
Jonathan. What do you say?
Okay. Whew. Okay. I was gonna say yes because I thought I was gonna get backfired, to be honest. And I was like, I think it is a drama as well as a Western. Because there's not a lot of like shoot 'em up action in this movie. There's a little bit of that, but I think the drama is underneath William Money's character arc, as he, tries to, as his demons are coming back to haunt him. For sure, as he misses his wife, he gets sick, and then he comes back as a killer in the end. I mean, that's the one where people are rooting for him in a way. So I would have said yes to Unforgiven. I think it was my favorite movie. It is my favorite movie in '92, and now it's getting tougher for me.
But it's down to you to nominate a movie as well.
Jonathan, we could bring up the one that people do yell at in the comments, but we don't bring up.
No, because now there's still the two.
Yeah.
There's still
one left, right? We got one left.
One left.
We have one left.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to be that person,
No, there's like 2 or 3 left.
Yeah.
And boy, the one that I did not see coming was Seven and Heat. So okay, I'm gonna understand that it'll get denied, but I'm gonna bring up another 3-hour movie.
Which one?
And it came out the same year that Unforgiven came out. And even though I acknowledge Unforgiven as my favorite movie in '92, I think this one is also up there as one of the best movies in '92. And it is a biographical drama about Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Yeah, Malcolm X. And it is a fascinating journey by Spike Lee as he documents not just the holiest of elements of him, like he's like the righteous person to follow, but he also has flaws in his system. Like he's not a he's not a great family man in his from our perspective, from an outsider's perspective. So, but also the arc from the New York streets to Egypt, the pyramids of Egypt, Mecca. I mean, it is fantastic. It is a glorious epic. Spike Lee, Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington gives a monumental performance. He should have won the Oscar that year. So, boy, there is another one that I love so much later in the decade, but let's see where this goes. Malcolm X.
Stephen, what do you say about Malcolm X?
Well, this is actually my favorite movie of '92. Unforgiven, though, is a close second. And it's actually 3.5 hours, not just 3 hours. But
well, you know what I mean. 3 hours plus whatever. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think Denzel Washington gives one of the all-time great performances from any actor in that movie, and it's Spike Lee's best movie, and it's an easy yes for me.
I didn't. I actively chose not to watch any movies for this topic. Normally I do if there is some movies that I feel like I should watch. I just didn't have enough time to do a lot of first time watches for this topic. So I was just watching movies for a different thing that's coming up. So yeah, I haven't seen Malcolm X. You would have thought I would have seen the movie with my name in it, but it's on my list to watch at some stage. It's just not streaming anywhere for me either. So,
how dare you did not watch a movie about your name?
But Dan, what do you say about Malcolm X?
You know what? I'm going to pull a Jonathan Caro here. I'm going to skip and let Chris go first.
I never seen it actually.
Ooh.
I like the director a lot. That's in my blind spot in his. But I don't need a good 3.5 hours to down watch this. That's
So Dan, it bounces back to you.
Oh boy.
Wow. Okay. I think this is the performance of Denzel Washington's career. He absolutely, I don't know who won Best Actor in 1992. Was it Clint Eastwood?
Pacino
For The Scent of a Woman?
Yeah.
And I think that's an overdue narrative, and that's why he won. But really, he should have won twice before this. He should have won in 74, Al Pacino should have. Why they gave it to freaking Art Carney, I'll never know. For Harry and Tonto, that's ridiculous. But so then Denzel would have been able to win in 1994. He should have won in 1990. I know he won supporting a few years before for Glory.
Yeah.
Did he win for Philadelphia?
No, he wasn't nominated.
This is a phenomenal movie. It's one of, I would say, top 2 or 3 Spike Lee movies. If I had a ranking of Spike Lee movies and a ranking of Denzel Washington movies, top 3 Spike Lee and top 1 of Denzel Washington. And if you look at this entire list of movies, what is something that we don't really have? A black-centric movie. You're telling me there isn't a black-centric movie drama in the 1990s that we could have put on this list? Besides, now it's come down.
I had one.
Huh?
Yeah, it came back around to me. I did have one on my list.
And we're going on our 12th pick here. We do not have a black-centric director or black-centric character / film. I wouldn't have if this had come up earlier, I would not have said no. I would not have said yes because I want to see how things go. But because of just, if you look at the list, look at the things, how things have been going and stuff, I had something else I wanted to vote for and go for. But I think, Jonathan, you just hit the right thing at the right time in considering the category, considering what films we already got on here. I'm going to say yes.
Wow.
That Malcolm X is going to make the list. It's going to close
I
off.
mentioned in my honorable mention what my one.
Yeah, I'll say
we're getting to honorable mentions in a minute.
The time comes.
I mean, you could debate it's Red's movie and Shawshank. You could debate. Well, it's actually pretty equal.
Yeah.
And then he's in Morgan's in Unforgiven too, but it's not a black director about a black character starring a black actor.
I get your point.
Let's get to honorable mention. We mentioned
the Stephen, what do you have as honorable mentions?
Ooh, The Insider.
Yeah, that's on mine on the list too.
Another near 3-hour movie, The Horse Whisperer.
I haven't seen it, but
Dead Man Walking.
Ooh.
Crimson Tide. What Dreams May Come. Braveheart. Apollo 13.
I had it on my list too.
I mean, this one's kind of a rom-com, but it's also got a political drama in it, and that is The American President.
Good try.
And another one that is a romantic comedy, but it's also a sports drama, so I don't know if it would really count or not. But Jerry Maguire. Oh, and Leaving Las Vegas as well.
I would have said no to Jerry Maguire.
I would have said no to Jerry Maguire myself. Yeah.
I mean, I will say Jerry Maguire it did come up on the list. I'm almost certain it
rom-com.
Well, no. I will say I personally don't consider Jerry Maguire a rom-com. I'm not laughing throughout the movie. Like, I'm pretty sure it is listed as drama on IMDb, but it's also one that I also don't necessarily consider drama. I just see it more as a romance movie than anything. But it is what it is.
And The Sixth Sense and Pulp Fiction as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction did come up on a few lists. It's one of those ones that I didn't bring it up because I wasn't too sure on. I don't necessarily consider it a drama myself. But it's also one that if somebody brought it up, I probably would have given it a slight yes. But anyway, some honorable mentions that I had. One that I wasn't going to bring up, but just because I'm almost certain that none of you have seen the movie. But it is a story about a coloured family and their experience. It is Once Were Warriors with Tim Morrison. And I'm almost certain no one else has seen it, so it's like I didn't bother. But it is a good movie if you can find it anywhere. I'm pretty sure if you've got a library card, it's on Canopy or something like that. But also with a Blake centric thing that if it got back around to me, I would have put up is Boys in the Hood.
That's the one I would mention. My honorable mention.
Like it's such a good movie. And yeah, and then the movie my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie, Boogie Nights. But there's another bit and one that yeah, and another one which I wasn't overly certain about where it lands in my head. I do see it as a drama, but is the Truman Show, I think, is great.
That's the one I was going to refer to. Yeah.
And
I have that on my list too.
Yeah.
The 90s Little Woman is great. And then the last one I'll mention is I actually really do like Scent of a Woman. I think Al Pacino deserved the Oscar for that. Obviously. But Dan, what are some honorable mentions that you had?
Well, if I didn't say yes to Jonathan, I was going to go with. I have two 1999 movies I was going to go with. And one of my favorites, and if you have not seen the TV show on Netflix, I cannot say enough. You have got to watch this show on Netflix. It's only 6 episodes. It's phenomenal. But the movie I was going to say was The Talented Mr. Ripley. And Ripley on Netflix, you got to see that show. It's phenomenal. And I'm not using the P word lightly. It's phenomenal. Also, The Cider House Rules was on my list. I think you're telling me that's not about incest and abortion?
I don't like the movie. I don't like the movie.
The movie's phenomenal. The movie's phenomenal. It's about incest and abortion. That's drama as drama gets. But that's a phenomenal movie. And it's in the 60s. It takes place in the 60s. So that's touchy subjects in the 60s. I had The Usual Suspects, another crime drama.
Okay.
Also, I think a lot of people would have underestimated. There's an entire trilogy that came out in the 1990s.
I know what it is.
And they all came out in one year. And that's 1994. And it's called the Three Colors Trilogy. And my favorite of them is Three Colors Blue. Three Colors Blue to me is phenomenal. But Three Colors White is very good too.
That's a comedy, I think, though. I think that.
Okay. But Three Colors Blue to me was amazing. Also, I had Pulp Fiction. I do believe Pulp Fiction was a drama. I had American Beauty. I had Leon the Professional. I had The Thin Red Line. I had Reservoir Dogs, and I had Boys Don't Cry in my honorable mentions.
Chris, what are some honorable mentions that you had?
You guys mentioned a lot of them. The only one left from my list you guys haven't mentioned, The Silence of the Lamb. To find that was never.
Nope.
I knew Jonathan was going to disagree with that.
A Few Good Men.
That was on my list.
And then the one I know people would say a comedy in the beginning, but I do think it takes a dramatic turn, and it's a Holocaust Black World War II movie. Life is Beautiful. I think that takes.
Ooh, good call. Yeah,
that's the one I keep referencing. My second favorite World War II movie from that decade.
And Jonathan, what some I've mentioned?
They advertise somewhat as a comedy, but no, Life is Beautiful. That's a good call. That's a really good call. Okay, so the Truman Show was the one I was torn between Malcolm X and that one. I was like, we're gonna miss the Truman Show, I think. So because I think it's a great movie. I had Apollo 13. I had What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great movie. The Piano.
Yeah.
JFK. One I just saw today for the first time. Quiz Show. Yeah, Quiz Show it's a really good movie. I think it
Right.
deserved to be one of the 5 best pictures. Breaking the Waves. That's a heavy drama. Boys in the Hood. Yeah, that was the other one. Primal Fear.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, Primal Fear. That's a whew,
Dang it. I meant to put that on my
that's
list.
a great that's a
Oh.
great courtroom drama.
I should have brought
Just
that
started
up.
to watch that at work because I had
The Ice Storm. I think The Ice Storm is a fantastic Ang Lee film. And then 2 others. Okay, another one you brought up was Three Colors. I actually would have prefer Red. But,
Okay.
yeah, Red was the other one. But the other 2 very underrated. Not this other one, but Chungking Express was one that I would have brought up, as a foreign film. And then the other one I think is so underrated that I think it's a great movie. It's not Jim Carrey's movie, not Man on the Moon, but it's The Man
the
in
Reese
the Moon.
Witherspoon?
The Man in the Moon with
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon. Yes.
okay.
I think that's a wonderful coming of age drama that is it's fantastic. It's like a novel being brought to life in that movie. So I had to bring that up because obviously that has not been brought up too often. So another one, Straight Story. David Lynch.
Good one. Good one.
We never
So,
did
Jonathan,
that.
you mentioned you watched Quiz Show for the first time. Is that the first time you're seeing Jeff Alterman?
No.
Oh,
Oh, absolutely not.
And you guys wouldn't have considered, as far as action movies, either Terminator 2 or The Fugitive drama, right? Yeah, that's
No.
why I never brought them up.
I don't
We
have
did
like
it
I don't have like
maybe
straight
I
action
carry on.
films. No.
Primal Fear is one dang it, I forgot all about, man. I'm glad. Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean,
It was so good.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, Last Action Hero, I would consider very borderline.
Last Action Hero?
What?
Well, but yeah, well, I mean, it's one of those ones like Last Action Hero didn't come up, but I could see what someone could consider drama if they wanted to. But not that I had it on any list at all, because it's. But Terminator 2, for some reason, I saw on a few lists about dramas, which is weird. But once again,
I think it has drama elements for sure, at least. I mean, I know it's largely a sci-fi action movie, but it's got comedy and drama.
yeah, no. I mean, it's one of those. Because I saw Terminator 2 on a few lists of dramas, like which I really disagreed with. And some that came up in the comments, trying to focus on ones that haven't been mentioned. Remains of the Day,
Yeah.
Sling Blade,
Okay. It's
The
good.
Sweet Hereafter,
Great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Secrets and Lies,
You check that out.
Secrets and Lies is good.
Fearless,
What's that one?
Lorenzo's Oil, Howard's End,
It's
and The Age of Innocence.
okay.
But now we get to the fun part where we're ranking the movies. Just to recap what was on the list, we've got 7. We've got Good Will Hunting, got Schindler's List, we've got Heat, Goodfellas, Shawshank Redemption, For Sunrise, Magnolia, Saving Private Ryan, Titanic, Unforgiven, and Malcolm X.
Wow. Holy crap. This is a treasure chest. Oh my gosh.
Great list,
Mostly
guys.
Miami
Great
is
list.
one of them.
That's a great
But,
list.
but
God, no.
then what? But
I
then
got
what do you
Saving
have?
Private Ryan. I got Saving Private
Chris-
Ryan.
Titanic.
Jonathan,
Yeah, I'll go with that. Saving Private Ryan.
Stephen,
Before Sunrise.
Saving Private Ryan.
Mm.
I totally thought I was going to be sitting on that for a while.
So does that mean Spielberg is going to be?
Listen, I will fight you guys if we put any other movie left.
But Chris, what do you have at 11?
My heart would not go on, but okay.
Jonathan.
7.
Stephen.
Keeping Before Sunrise.
Heat. Dan.
Titanic. Good. I'm with you, Chris.
Boo.
I mean, granted, I mean those were actually I had to make an impromptu list, and yeah, those were low on my list. So.
Yep, that's what I'm doing, Chris. I'm going with what's lowest on my list.
Titanic was number 1.
Okay, I had to go with stuff I
I know it was Malcolm. We know.
No, only 2.
Jonathan Carroll, you're up.
Oh, I am. Okay, I'm just.
Yeah.
Steven, you're done. Or
Yeah.
Okay, 7.
Stephen.
Before Sunrise.
Heat. Dan.
Before Sunrise.
I know you're just because I haven't seen it.
Good job, Stephen. Good job, Stephen.
Listen, I try not to nominate stuff I have seen. That's the only test I made for Titanic.
Stephen, what do you have for 9?
For 9, I'll go with Heat.
It's really hard. You said Heat.
Heat. Dan.
A Shawshank Redemption.
Ooh.
Chris.
Ooh, shame on you, Minoia.
And Jonathan.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 7 just to prevent it from getting, that low for Shawshank.
So what is it?
It is going to be Heat.
Whoa.
Listen, I had to choose between Heat and Shawshank. Yeah, Heat, because Shawshank.
Heat's better than Shawshank.
They're really high up on my personal list, so it's very hard to.
Can we get Aaron Cano here? We have a movie battleground argument right here.
Malcolm's up again.
Actually, I'll be honest very quickly. All of these, I think, I've given 5 stars to all of these. I'm like 12, so.
Before Sunrise is the only one that didn't get 5 stars for me.
But I'm going Unforgiven. Dan.
Ooh.
I have not changed.
I have not changed my Noia.
Jonathan.
It's really up to Steven. 7.
Stephen.
Come on.
I do love this movie, so it's a testament to how great the rest of this is. Magnolia.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's fine. It's cool. That's fair.
You know what? Because I know you guys do yell at me, even though
I'm up first. I'm up first, right, Malcolm?
Yep. Dan, what do you have for Stephen?
Okay.
Chris.
What in the boss? 7.
I think that's why you want to put it there. 7.
Stephen.
He's now putting what you guys put.
7.
You guys.
Yeah,
You guys are the worst.
So
Listen,
7.
I think
7.
that's the one that I have not seen, but I wanted to give respect because I know you guys love the one.
Okay. Ay. Oh my god. What is not going to be in the top 5? Oh shoot.
Okay, I have to go because I have not seen it and I don't want to.
Just to recap what we've got left on the list, we've got Good Will Hunting, Schindler's List, Goodfellas, Shawshank Redemption, Unforgiven, and Malcolm X. Chris, what do you have for 6?
I'm sorry, it's just because I have not seen it yet, Malcolm X. I can't know.
Jonathan.
I gotta go Malcolm X.
Stephen.
I'm sorry, but Unforgiven.
Ooh.
Unforgiven. Dan.
Oh wow, it's come to me. Oh, this is good because I definitely am not going to vote for Unforgiven. You can bet your life on that. I'm going for Malcolm X.
But you don't bottom dollar, Malcolm X knocked me out. Come on. Oh wait.
Jonathan, what do you have for number 5?
Unforgiven.
Stephen, what do you have for 5?
Unforgiven.
Unforgiven. Dan.
I have not changed in 4 rounds.
Chris.
It wouldn't matter. It's Unforgiven. I remember.
Yeah, we already know it's Unforgiven. No sense going to Chris.
I did not know what to choose. So let me know to you guys.
Well, it worked out good.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Who we start off with now?
It'll be Stephen. Just give people a moment to actually write down if they've changed.
Yeah, we know. We know you guys got to change.
Stephen, what do you have for number 4?
Goodfellas.
Come on.
Shawshank Redemption. Damn.
Ah, we go, Malcolm. Good man. You're a good man, Malcolm.
Chris.
Goodfellas.
Come on.
Jonathan.
There's no way Jonathan Carroll is going to pick Goodfellas here. Come on.
I wrote out a different answer, but come on. I mean, even my answer is not better than those two. I put I'm gonna vote Shawshank.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Oh,
Good job, man.
on,
Good job, Jonathan.
There
Good
is
job,
no
Jonathan.
way that the one I have on my board is better than those two. No.
All right, so what do we got left, Malcolm? We got 3 left, Malcolm?
Yeah, it's Goodfellas, Good Will Hunting, and Schindler's List.
Oh fuck.
Like I said before, this is a film festival.
Yes. Fuck.
Which
one to do?
Speaking of which, I'm actually, man, a lot of rave reviews for good movies out of the film festivals right now.
Oh, yeah. I read Conclave, by the way, Jonathan. Controversial ending.
Okay.
I excited to see that. High on my list to see.
Right, for number 3, I've got Schindler's List. Dan.
Good Will Hunting.
I cannot in good concept for the other two you I mentioned, Goodfella.
Jonathan.
Good Will Hunting.
And Stephen.
Goodfellas.
Unbelievable. You guys are ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
So it falls on me.
Well, it's going to begin with good. So.
Falcon, not your fault.
And as always, I'm not going to say it. You're going to see the banner pop up.
Yeah. Good job, Malcolm.
My top 2 are in play. Yes.
Goodfellas and Schindler's List for the win.
Yep, and this time we're voting for the number 1.
Okay.
Now,
the thing is, that's the problem. It's one of my favorites versus one of the very best. So this is a problem.
We have a Martin Scorsese versus Spielberg right here. Let's go.
Come on, we gotta have Spielberg, you know, the number 12.
Dan, what do you have for number 1?
Number 1, Goodfellas.
Chris.
I could have saved some more. Schindler's List.
Jonathan.
So I had to differentiate between like the best drama and one of my favorite dramas. So you got to respect the list. So Schindler's List.
Stephen.
Schindler's List.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to go for Titanic. Good fellas.
Wow. Malcolm would have won it for us, Jonathan, if you would have picked Goodfellas.
But again, I mean, this was tough because, like, do I have to go with the best or the favorite? I mean, that's.
No, I know.
Spielberg will be top.
It's a great list. I'll tell you what, guys.
What caused drama?
Great list.
That might be some of the best lists we ever came up in a long time.
Yeah. This is what happens when you get people that know what they're talking about, people that have seen the movies.
Hey.
Oh, seen the movies, I said. Seen the movies. I like it when we get a good panel and the people have watched the movies we're talking about.
And
someone
who grew up in the 90s. Yeah.
Look, I will say, with some topics, it's impossible to have seen every single movie.
True. Like I have not seen Hamlet.
Good point.
And it's one of those ones like if people want to be on, I'm not going to be giving them a 20-question quiz on are you good enough for the panel. I will say yes. So
no, I understand, Malcolm. No, I don't think you do that. I know. You got to change
anyway, top 12 dramas of the 90s according to this panel. At number 12, we've got Saving Private Ryan. At 11, we've got Titanic. At 10, we've got Before Sunrise. At 9, we've got Heat. At 8, we've got Magnolia. At 7, we've got Seven. At 6, we've got Malcolm X. At 5, we've got Unforgiven. At 4, we got Shawshank Redemption.
Oh my god.
At 3, we got Good Will Hunting. At 2, we got Goodfellas.
Hey.
And at number 1, we got Schindler's List.
Wow.
That is ranked for this week. Now, next week's topic is going to be top 12 Tim Burton directed movies. And so,
boy.
Ooh,
so
that's a redux, right, Malcolm? Is that a redux?
we've never done done
Really?
Tim Burton before.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
It's one of those ones that for some reason I thought we'd done before, but yeah, so the opportunity came up to finally get him on done, and they, a lot of people voted for him, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. But Dan, we can find you online.
Stephen, what were you going to ask, Stephen?
I was gonna say, what was that movie called that he did? Dead Shadows for number 1, or something Shadows?
Dark Shadows.
Dark
Shadow.
Shadows. Dark
Dark
Shadows.
Shadows.
That's my brother's favorite Tim Burton movie. And my brother-in-law. Both of my brothers. My brother and my brother-in-law. Isn't that crazy?
What the?
You can find me at FromTheFourthRow.com, where I'm the owner, I'm the editor-in-chief and head film critic for FromTheFourthRow.com. I'm also over at the Movie Hero Network, where Malcolm and I and a couple of others, we're trying to knock down that list of TV shows because we're going to rank the greatest TV show. We're going to find the greatest TV show of all time eventually. Also, I've been on Picture This a few times. Malcolm's been on there a couple times. Very good show over the Dill Pickle Network. Also, I'm doing some stuff with the Chasing Labels YouTube channel. Also, I'm going to be coming back with Bleacher Features in the new year, and I'm looking for some people that have their favorite sports movie, and I want to get you on Malcolm. I got Malcolm on the list already for doing Invictus. I can't wait to talk Invictus with Malcolm down the road. Hopefully we'll get you all on because I want to bring back Bleacher Features. I just love talking about sports movies, so stay tuned for Bleacher Features in the new year. Also, I got a lot of film festival coverage coming up with my podcast, Real Recognition, and my co-host Luis Mendez. A lot of award show stuff coming up in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So stay tuned. We record on Sunday nights at the exact same time as Malcolm most of the time. It just happens to be the opposite week this week. So it worked out good for me, Malcolm. But yeah, that's I don't want to go crazy. My name, Dan Skip Allen, on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, Blue Sky, Letterboxd, or some variation of DP Skip Allen or From the Fourth Row or anything like that.
Chris, where can people find you online?
You find me anywhere you find me. I joined in Pierce Orange channel. I do a lot of ASAP there. I do draft, I do a bunch of things on the Dylan channel. You just see me and Dan up against each other with a few people in the 70 film genre. Good match. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. And you just find me here and Movie Hero. Well, Letterboxd, follow me. I will be having 2 review rating off this weekend for Shaun of the Dead re-release and Beat It Wednesday. And then you can find me anywhere else. I'll be here to happy, be positive.
Jonathan, where can people find you online?
Well, first off, I think this is one of the best lists I've ever seen. I mean, this is a top tier list here. You can find me on. Oh, and thank you for having me here tonight.
Thank you.
You can follow me on the social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Letterboxd, the differentiations on Cinecaro. I write a lot of reviews on Letterboxd. Different stuff. I mean, I'm trying to catch up on 2024 stuff. So far, not very good right now. And I
can vouch for Jonathan's Instagram account. One of the best Instagram accounts out there. If you have not followed him on Instagram, phenomenal Instagram account.
Yeah, thank you very much. And speaking of which, I'm doing the ranking of the top 25 of the 21st century so far, since it's around 25 years right now. And again, it's basically between if it's favorites, that's a different list. But also, I have a tournament on Instagram right now tomorrow. What is it? Movies of 1989. I'm gonna finish that up, and then the next tournament will be prison movies because of Sing Sing. In October, obviously, is gonna be horror related stuff. Okay, that's it. On YouTube, I will be on Movie Hero Network a little more the last 4 months. I think one coming up, I will be on one of the 2001 episodes. I think I'll be in the championship one, and I'll be on another one this in a few weeks as well. Yeah, you'll see me on there a lot there, and I don't have a match coming up, so yeah, that's it. And hope you all have a good rest of the Labor Day weekend, and yeah, that's it. And yeah, spooky season. If y'all love September and October, you want to merge them together, celebrate the season however you want, horror, fall, or later, whatever.
Stephen, where can we find you online?
Yeah, I think I'm supposed to be in one of the episodes of Tournament Fights. I don't remember what the topic was. It might be the 2001 championship. I can't remember. But I just remember it's on September 10th. I don't remember.
Yep, that's with me.
Yeah. And so other than that, you can also on Letterboxd at Shepherd82. I want to go back. I haven't really done much with Letterboxd in a long time, but I want to go back to start that again. And also, Jonathan's Instagram account has kind of made me think about, doing stuff with that as well. At Steven Shepherd 82, I believe, on Instagram.
You can find me on Tape Productions, host of Income every Sunday night. Next week is going to be Top 12 Tim Burton movies. You can also find me on my own personal YouTube channel on with my wrestling show, Spear from the Past. I'll have Austin Best Hell on to talk about Survivor Series 1996 in honor of Psycho Sid, who passed away last week. And you can also find me popping up from here and there. I'm going to be on both the Letter Series Parts 1 and 2, which is going to be on Wednesday and Friday this week. With the championship next Tuesday, and yeah, and you can find me popping up every other place. And yeah, but until next time, see you later. As I find a clip to go out on.
It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's